the session. Today's question is, see, when you see your finger through a given slab, what do you see here? Listen here. See, you are seeing your finger through a slab. So, how it appears? See, you can see the lateral displacement of the finger. So, the part of the finger which we are viewing through the glass slab gets displaced laterally. So, can you able to see this lateral displacement? So, part of the finger it gets laterally displaced. So, what is the reason for this lateral displacement? So, the lateral displacement of the finger is because of the phenomena refraction. See, if you study the refraction through a glass slab, we can answer for this question. See, today's session is we are going to discuss about the refraction through a glass slab. So, before going to discuss this, first of all, we should understand what is refraction in clear. See, what is the definition for refraction? As per the definition, it is a change in the direction of light waves when it travels from one medium to another medium obliquely. Or otherwise we can define it is a change in the direction, or otherwise we can say the bending of light waves when it travels from one medium to another medium obliquely. So here you must understand what is the meaning of obliquely. So that is very important. See, obliquely in the sense the light is incident on the refracting surface at a particular angle. See here, let us assume this is the glass surface. So this is the glass. See, the light is incident this is the refracting surface. There are two refracting surfaces are here. The light is entering from the direct to, that is the air medium. This is glass medium. This is again air medium. Now the light is coming from air medium to glass medium. So it is falling at a particular angle. So this is called oblique incident. Instead of this oblique incident, if a light rays falls perpendicular to the refracting surface, perpendicular in the sense it is instead of falling at a particular angle, it is falling normally to the refracting surface. What happens if it falls normally? Then here it is falling like this. If it instead of falling like this, if it falls in this direction, what happens? The angle of incidence becomes 0. See, the angle of incidence is measured with respect to normal. So if it is incident perpendicular to the surface, then the angle of incidence becomes 0. If the angle of incidence is 0, then what happens to angle of refraction? Angle of refraction is also 0. If there is no angle of refraction, there is no bending of light waves. So even though light travels from one medium to another medium, there is no change in the direction of light waves. So the condition is it should travel obliquely. So if the light should travel from one medium to another medium obliquely. See, you can see experimentally you can see. See here, I am passing the light through this glass slab from air medium to glass medium. See here I am passing the light normally. Now I am going to pass the light normally. So normally in the sense angle of incident is 0. See, this is the normal. So I am going to pass the light through the normal or parallel to the normal. So if you pass the light, see it is traveling a straight line path. You can see the light traveling in straight line path. See here I am passing through the normal. So what happens? There is no change in the direction of light waves. So it travels in a straight line path. Instead, if the light is falling a particular angle, see this is called obliquely. So here now I am passing the light through a particular angle. So if I am passing the light through a particular angle, see here you can see the deviation of light rays. See it gets deviated. So this is called oblique incidence and this is perpendicular. So if it is perpendicular, there is no change in the direction of light waves even though it travels from one medium to another medium. So here there are different medium, even though it is passing through the different medium, since the light is falling perpendicularly, if it is perpendicular there is no refraction takes place. So now I think you understand what is the meaning of oblique incidence. So it is incident at a particular angle, not only in glass medium, even in water surface. If you pass the light through water surface, it will pass in a straight line. See, listen here, water surface, I am passing the light. See here, it is going straight line. That is it perpendicular to the refracting surface. See the image on the floor. It is also a straight line. It is going straight line. Instead of passing straight normal to the surface, if the light is incident obliquely, see here it is oblique incident. So what happens? See on the floor, so it gets deviated. So if you pass straight line, you will be getting the if you pass the light perpendicularly, there is no refraction takes place. Light travels straight line path. If the light falls obliquely, so what happens? There is a deviation takes place. So this is called oblique incidence. Now I think you understand what is the meaning of oblique incidence. Okay. So here the condition is the light should, so the exact definition for refraction is the light travels from one medium to another medium obliquely, so there is a change in the direction of light waves. Okay, so what is the reason for this change in direction? So if you are studying the concept, it depends on the speed of light. So it depends on the speed of light is different in different medium. Say for example, glass is a denser medium, but air is a rarer medium. So what is the meaning of rarer medium? It is less denser. That's when compared to glass, air is less denser. So when it travels from, since density varies, so what happens? The speed of light varies. So if it is denser, the speed of light will be less. If it is a rarer medium, the speed of light will be more. So in air, we know it is such a constant value of 3 to 10 power 8 meter per second. This is the speed of light in air, but in glass it will be 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So, but if you take water medium, it is 2.25 10 power 8 meter per second. So the speed of light is varies in different medium. So it is different in different medium. So as a result, what happens? So since the speed is changing, so the refraction takes place. So when it travels from one medium to another medium, there is a change in the direction of light waves. So the refraction takes place. So now I think you understand what is refraction. So refraction is nothing but change in the direction of light waves when it travels from one medium to another medium obliquely is called refraction. Okay, now let us come to the topic. Refraction through a glass slab. So in the refraction, here there are two refraction takes place at the refracting surfaces. See, let us consider this is normal N1 and these are the two refracting surfaces. Here the light enters from air to glass medium. So this is air medium, this is glass medium. So when it enters from air to glass, it gets refracted. So as we know, since rather to denser medium in the sense the light gets refracted towards the normal. It is coming towards the normal. When it travels from glass to air medium, then it away from the normal. It gets refracted away from the normal. So this is a refracted ray from the surface to the surface ray BC, and then CD, the emergent light. Here it gets refracted and it goes away from the normal. Since it is going from denser to rarer medium. So the path of light will A, B, C, D is the path of the light. See, this is the actual incident light. So instead of going this direction, there is a bending effect. So you can see the bending effect here and another bending effect here. So there are two refraction takes place. So here, in order to find see the lateral displacement, just draw a perpendicular from C. So this is the perpendicular we are drawing. So this one, this ray is called emergent ray, which is coming out of the refracting surface parallel to the incident line. See this, these two both are parallel, but it gets a lateral displacement. That's all. So they are not in same path. They are not in same path. They are parallel. The direction of these two waves are same, but the path will be different. So the light, the light gets refracted. This distance we call it as L, that is lateral displacement. So now let us discuss what factors it depends on. What is the lateral displacement? It depends on what are the factors. So let us derive the expression for lateral displacement. Okay. So here in the right angle triangle, let us consider the right angle triangle BCE. So this is the right angle triangle BCE. So in this right angle triangle, so now let us at this point, this is the angle of incident I, this is the angle of incident R, and we have to calculate the angle of incident at the second refracting surfaces. So whatever may be the angle, we have to calculate with respect to the normal. So this is the angle of refraction at point C. So now this is R, this is I. See here, see the opposite angles are equal. So this, if it is I, in the sense the opposite angles are equal. So if it is I, this is also I. So this is R. So what about this angle? The whole angle is I. So this is R. So what is the remaining angle? It is nothing but I minus R. Now let us consider this right angle triangle, that is BCE. So in this we are going to find out what is BC. For that, take the sine component. What is the formula for sine? Sine I minus R. So find out the sine I minus R. So for this we are using trigonometric formula. So we all know what is sine theta. Sine theta is nothing but opposite side by hypotenuse. So this is the angle I minus R. The opposite side is CE, which is nothing but L. So we know sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So what is the opposite side? So here opposite to this angle CE, that is L. This is opposite side and hypotenuse is BC. So sine I minus R, we have to use this trigonometric formula. Sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So opposite to this angle is CE and hypotenuse is BC. So this sine I minus R, from this find out what is BC. So BC is nothing but L divided by sine I minus R. Now let us take this as equation number 1 and let us consider the next triangle BCF. See this triangle BCF. Take this right angle triangle. So in the where this is angle R. So what find out what is cos of R. So what is the formula for cos theta? So in trigonometry, cos theta is nothing but adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. So in this right angle triangle, what is the adjacent side? T is this is the thickness of the slab. So let us take the thickness of the slab as T. So this is the adjacent side T. So T divided by what is the hypotenuse BC? Hypotenuse is BC. So in this right angle triangle, so the adjacent side is T and hypotenuse is BC. So the formula for cos theta, adjacent side by hypotenuse, so it is nothing but T by BC. From this equation you find out what is BC. Just BC is nothing but T divided by cos R. T divided by cos R. Take this equation number 2. Now you compare the equation number 1 with the equation number 2. See the left hand side, here it is BC, here also BC. Left hand sides are equal. So if left hand sides are equal, then right hand side also equal. So what is the right hand side? L divided by sine of I minus R. L divided by sine of I minus R. Then what is the right hand side? T by cos R. Since left hand sides are equal, so right hand side also equal. So L divided by sine I minus R is equal to T by cos R. So from this expression you find out the L. Just cross multiply this. So L is equal to T into, so just cross multiplication. So L is equal to T divided by T into sine of I minus R divided by cos R. So this is the final expression for lateral displacement. So lateral displacement L is nothing but L is equal to T into sine of I minus R divided by cos R. So the lateral displacement, it depends on what are the factors. See, it depends on T. T is thickness of the slab. T is the thickness of the slab, and it also depends on the angle of incident. The angle of incident. That means if the thickness, they are direct proportional. They are direct. What is the meaning of direct proportional? If thickness increases, L also increases. So if the thickness of the slab is greater, then the lateral displacement will be more. Similarly, if the angle of incidence is more, then the lateral displacement also more. So it depends on these main factors, and also depends upon the refractive index of the medium also. Now let us study this refraction through a glass slab through experimentally now. Okay, see, listen here. So this is the glass slab. So this is the air medium, this is a glass medium, this is again air medium. Now I am going to pass the light from, this is the normal N1 at this refracting surface, and at this refracting surface this is the normal N2. See, first let us pass the light from air to glass. You can see the deviation here. See, I am passing the light in this direction, so it gets deviated. See, this is the second refracting surface. In the second refracting surface, there is another refraction takes place at here. See here. So there is a second deviation, bending of light waves at this refracting surface. So there are two refraction. One is taking place here and another one here. See the. So now here the lateral, see, this is the actual path of the light. So this is the actual, this is the actual path of the light. But now the emergent rays coming out from this surface at this point. So instead of going like this, this is the path of light rays, A, B, C, D. This is the path of light ray when it travels through a glass slab. So there is a bending effect. You can see the bending effect. You can see this light is incident here on bending, again on bending. So this is the reason for lateral displacement. So this is the reason. So instead of going in this direction, see, if there is no glass slab, it is going straight line, isn't it? So there is the air medium. So as a result, there is no refraction takes place. But if you place a slab here, what happens? Instead of straight line path, it gets deviated, and that is, it gets lateral displacement. So this is the lateral displacement, this much, so L. So now we understand what is lateral displacement and what is the reason for when viewing through a glass slab, why your finger gets lateral displacement. What is the reason for this? Okay, so it also depends upon the thickness of the slab. So here I have taken another slab which is slightly less thicker than this slab. So if you see the, like, when compared to that, here the deviation will be less. So it depends on the thickness also. So it depends on the thickness, also the angle of incidence. So if the angle of incidence, if angle of incidence is greater, the lateral displacement will be more. So even you can study this through using the slab. See, here the angle of incidence is I. So if it is less in the sun, lateral displacement will be less. If it is angle of incidence is greater, then the lateral displacement also greater. So now I think understand what is the reason for while viewing through a glass slab, why our finger gets lateral displacement, and this is because of refraction. And now we understand the concept of refraction through a glass slab, isn't it? Okay, learn the physics concept and make it as a celebration. Thank you.